Hi guys, I'm Tracy. Thank you for joining me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over all of my Hakuhodo eye brushes. So Hakuhodo is doing their promotion where they offer free shipping in the US for $60 or more and internationally $80 or more. So normally Hakuhodo does not do any sales. So they're not gonna discount these brushes anytime soon. The only kind of promotion they do is this free shipping, and I believe it was $50 last year, so it's gone up a little bit. Anyhow, I also heard that their prices are going to be going up by the end of this year. Anyhow, I'm going to go over all the brushes, and then I'll recommend some that if you guys are looking for a gift for someone that I think would be really good to give away. So I'm going to start with my blending brushes, the packing brushes, and then a couple of specialty brushes that I have. So I don't have a ton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that I have found right here. And I think that's it as far as eye brushes go. And Hakuhodo is one of my favorite eye brush brands. One of the reasons they have pretty much any shape that you could imagine. They also have many different hair types, and they're just beautiful brushes. All of the brushes that I'm going to talk about today have not shed much at all, and I cannot recommend them enough. And there's a couple here that I don't really use, but I'll explain when I get there. So I do want to mention one of my favorite brushes of all time, the J5523. And I've talked about this so many times. It's my favorite paddle shaped blending brush, and it's just the perfect fluffiness, firmness. And I have two, I can't find the other one. I also have this style in two of their other series, which are made out of different materials, and they look a little different and they perform much differently. So this is probably my most used of the 5523s. Oh, it's right here. Also, if you want to keep the lettering from rubbing off, you need to put a clear nail polish. Or what I do, mainly because I have a channel, I label it like this, because once it's gone, you really can't read it. So anyhow, that's the 5523. I think no matter what your eye shape, your eye size, whatever kind of eyeshadow look you're going for, this is a perfect first shadow lay down, your transition shade. It's also good at providing a light wash of color on the under your eyebrow, and it's just, there's something about the way this blends out the crease area and this outer area that I really appreciate. And I have not found a brush that quite lives up to this particular one. Rephr has one. The number one is pretty close, but I do pick this one up over all of the other flat blending brushes that I have. My favorite detail blending brush is the J5529. And this is one of their smallest blending brushes. They have many different blending brushes, and this is the one I use almost every time I do my eyeshadow. It's perfect for deepening the crease, the outer part right here, and it also does the lower lash line. I talked about these in my 5 top brushes because they're just so good. And if I had to pick 2 eye brushes for the rest of my life, I would say these probably are it. I don't know if I mentioned another one, but these are just such a perfect pair, and those 2 brushes have really helped me elevate my eyeshadow game. And then another one I have is the J5533. Now this is a very popular brush. I don't use mine just because this shape doesn't really suit my makeup style. It's flat on top, and I prefer a tapered blending brush just so that I can get a little bit more detail. But this is a very popular brush. It comes in the different series and different materials. But if you're looking for a flat top blending brush, I would say get this. But I personally just don't use any kind of eye brushes that have this shape. It's a completely round brush, as well as the 5529. So it's just a very big round blending brush. But it's a beautiful brush, and if this is the kind of shape that you're going for, I think you would really like it. Okay, the next one, this is my most recent addition to my Hakuhodo eye brushes. That's the G5522. The label, they didn't put the style on here, which is different. Anyhow, I know this is the G5522. It's one of their larger tapered eye blending brushes, and this one is the G series, so it's made out of squirrel and goat hair, so it's that mix. It's got that like salt and pepper look. It also comes in straight goat hair and I believe in a squirrel hair version. So this is a very popular style of theirs because it shows up in different collections of theirs. I'm still kind of getting the hang of this. So far, I've been using it for like the second shade to kind of deepen out the crease area. But I did use it today to do this detail work, and I really do like the way it's coming out. A little too big for lower lash line, but I don't know, I really like the way my shadow came out today. I just don't want to say too much about this because I've literally had it for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So, but it's a beautiful brush, and if you're looking for a kind of larger tapered blending brush, I do recommend this style. Okay, the next one is the S5523. So it's the same style as the J5523, except this is made out of goat and horse hair, so it looks different. It's got like that brown and white coloring, and it's also the black S series, so it has a gold ferrule. So these are a tiny bit more expensive, and I always try to get use out of this one, but it's just not fluffy enough like this one is, and it tends to provide a heavier application, which I tend to stay away from. It does do a little lower lash line, but I wouldn't recommend getting it for that. I really just got it because I like the way it looks, but I would say not as useful as the white one. So that's the S5523. It's S5523BK because the S100 series is made out of the orange lacquered vermilion handles, which are their like top of the line brushes. So they're more expensive, but I don't have any of those yet. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the packing brushes. And one of my favorite packing brushes of all time is the G5523. So again, it's another 5523 style, as you can see here, except it's made out of straight blue squirrel hair. So this is a packing brush to me because squirrel hair is not going to fluff up after you wash it and use it. So it's going to remain flat like this. And I really like this type of material for laying down shimmers because it just really evenly lays down the shimmer, and it just makes shimmers just really kind of like sparkle. I can't fully explain how it does that, but I do really like this, and this is a really good size for me. It fits really well like in the middle of my eyelid, and I really highly recommend this brush as well. And I think this would make a good gift if someone does use sparkly eyeshadow. If you're just someone that just does blending brushes, this is not a good blending brush. This is, to me, a packing brush only, and not really good for lower lash line because the hairs are too flexible. But I really, really like this brush. Okay, and then I'm going to go over the horsehair packing brushes. I'll start with the biggest one that I have, and they have these in all sizes. You can get a very large one, and I have one of the smallest ones right here I'll talk about in a second. This is the G5505, and these are all made out of horsehair. You can get these in different materials as well. This is the biggest one that I have, and I use this one very often. For me, it's good when I don't have a lot of time and I'm just doing like one type of shimmer. I kind of just get it. This will get it all over this area. And it's a tiny bit fluffier. Let me show you in comparison. So this is the 5505. It's slightly fluffier than some of the other packing brushes they carry, so it kind of picks up a little bit more, and it applies a little bit lighter than the next two I'm going to talk about. So it's just, it's just a little bit different than these other two, and I really, really, really enjoy these. And the horsehair packing brushes aren't that expensive, so if you want to get like 2 or 3 sizes, I think you will really enjoy them. If you're into shimmers, I think you'll really like these brushes. The next size I have is the J242HS, and this is the middle size that I have. And this is a really great shade to really paint on the shimmer that you have. And this is, to me, the most intense application of shimmers that I have. And I really enjoy these. You can use them wet, but I don't feel like I need to. But I have heard of people wetting this to get a really, really intense, like reflective look. And I would not recommend it for lower lash line. If you do want to do shimmers and kind of get more detail work, I highly recommend the J246HS. This is the smallest of the blending brushes that I have. Well, smallest of the horsehair blending brushes that I have. And this one is probably my most used because of the shape. It's pretty long. I think it's only like 11 millimeters long, but it's also narrow. So if you have small eyes and you need to get into these areas like here and get into like this area right here, this is a brush I use. Oops. And I should probably get another one. I might get another one, but it's really good at, see how I got this like shimmer to look like that? This is the brush to go for Natasha Denona's Pressed Glimmer formula, the Viseart shimmers, and the Pat McGrath Pressed Glitter and Shimmer formulas. These brushes work so well. They really make those shadows pop, and I just cannot recommend these enough for the price. If you're putting a Hakuhodo order in, I highly recommend trying one of these packing brushes. Okay, I lied. I have another smaller horsehair packing brush. That's the G5513, and it's the tiniest little packing brush. I'll be honest, I don't ever use this brush, and I don't know why. I should use it more because I think it will do a good job at like, oh, I have used it to line, and I've used it to push dark shadow onto the lash line, and that worked really well. It's just not something I do regularly. It's only like if I really want to bring my eyes out or kind of have like a really defined eye look. But I don't highly recommend this because I don't use it. But you know, it's a very beautiful brush, and I think if you have small eyes, you would definitely make use for this. And I think if you don't use it for packing, this also will line very, very specifically. If you want to put like a very, very fine line of shadow, this will do that for you. But I just don't have a lot of experience using this brush. Okay, the next one that I'm going to be talking about is it's the G5514, and it's one of their smaller pencil brushes made out of goat hair. And I don't use this to line. I did start using it to line, and I just didn't feel like it provided enough of a it wasn't as strong of an application as I would have liked. And so I use this to put on my Latisse, which I don't recommend because it's now all ruined. It's like stained. I don't know if you can even see what this brush looks like, but I kind of regret doing that because now it's so rough and damaged that if I do use it to line, it's too pokey. But actually it's not that pokey. But I think I prefer my Wayne Goss squirrel hair lining brush, this one that you can't get anymore. I do recommend, or I do reach for this or the Rephr 3 over this one. But I'm not gonna like discourage getting this one. I'm not gonna highly recommend. This is kind of like a maybe because I've ruined mine. So I can't really say how it performs at this point. Okay, the last one that I have from Hakuhodo is the J4006, and it's their eyelash brush. They have tons of these brushes, all different shapes and sizes. When I went to the showroom, I picked this one up, and he said this is the most popular eyelash brush. So I really don't use this a whole lot because it is a time-consuming process to comb your lashes. But if you do use like a very clumpy mascara formula and your lashes get clumped together like mine, this does really like separate them. You have to use it when your mascara is dry, is wet. If it's dry, it's not going to do anything. But I would say if you're a makeup artist, this is really helpful because I believe you can just dip this into the mascara and use it and not like contaminate your mascara, but you don't have to do that. Well, I really do think this is a good brush to have. I'm really glad I have it. I just don't use it unless I'm really looking to get a very like fluttery eyelash look. And for day to day, to me, it's not worth my time. But it is a very useful brush, and I believe this is, yeah, this is synthetic hairs. And it's a very pokey brush because that's what you need. So do not poke your eye with that. I've done that, it hurts. And but I'm really glad I have this. So I think if you're looking for a eyelash brush, this is a good one to get. I do feel like I forgot one or two. I would say a lot of these I use like daily, like how I did my look today. So I hope that helps you guys out a lot. And if you're looking to order from Hakuhodo, I would do it now in the month of November so that you don't have to pay for shipping. So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.